Hello friends. Welcome to the Eternal Bright Light channel. Predicting future events is one of the most important features of astrology. But how do you do that? Well, Vedic astrology has an answer to that. It is called the Dasha system. By using this system you can get an idea about the future events. So what does the word Dasha exactly mean? It means state or current situation in a specific span or period of time. Now, there are many Dasha systems. Each has a unique quality, relevant to the type of prediction you are trying to make, and also depends on the type of the birth chart itself. But that would be too advanced. So instead we will learn about a Dasha system, which will give a generalist prediction, and suitable for every type of birth charts. Today we are going to learn about the Vimshatari Dasha system of Vedic astrology. Vimshatari Dasha is the most commonly used Dasha system. The word Vimshatari literally translates to 120. So as the name suggests, this Dasha system has a lifespan of 120 years. In Kali Yuga, an individual is not expected to live beyond 120 years. The foundation of this system is based on the concept of nakshatras or the lunar mansions. If you have no idea about nakshatras, then please check our Karmic Blueprint Part 11 video on the nakshatras. All the 9 planets are involved in this Dasha system. The nakshatra placements of the 9 planets along with the Ascendant is very crucial in this system. Now, the total lifespan of 120 years is divided amongst the 9 planets. Each allotted a fixed amount of time. Also there are many sub-periods under each planet, to get detailed predictions of shorter time spans. If an individual outlives 120 years, the Dasha system repeats itself from the beginning, in a cyclical pattern. So, now that we know the basics, let's delve further into it. The 120 years is divided amongst the 9 planets, each planet has a fixed time period. As you can see, there are 9 such fixed periods corresponding to the 9 planets. These 9 fixed periods are called the Mahadashas. The Mahadasha system starts from the Sun, for a period of 6 years. Then it is followed by the Moon, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Ketu and Venus. This is the general pattern of the Mahadasha system. Once you know your first Mahadasha, then you can easily follow this order. But how do you know your starting Mahadasha? For that, you have to know the position of your moon, the sign, and nakshatra it is placed in. The planet associated with the moon nakshatra will start the first Mahadasha of your life. Suppose your moon is placed in Rohini nakshatra, the planet associated with this nakshatra is also moon. So from the moment you are born, moon Mahadasha will begin, and stay until you are 10 years old. After that Mars Mahadasha will begin and last till you are 17 years old. This way it will follow this fixed pattern. The planet controlling the Mahadasha is said to control the general life events of the individual during that period. So in this case, the life events in the first 10 years, will be controlled by the moon, the lord of the zodiac sign it is placed in, and the planets placed in conjunction with it. But 10 years is a long period. It is too broad for making any specific prediction. So how do you predict about shorter time span in this 10 years? Well, the answer is Subdashes. So what exactly are the Subdashes? It is simply breaking the Mahadashas into shorter time periods, for getting more accurate predictions. Now, every Mahadasha can be broken into 5 subdivisions of shorter time spans. These 5 subdivisions have 5 specific names. One Mahadasha can be subdivided into a shorter period called an Anter Dasha, which is of a lesser time than the Mahadasha. An Anter Dasha can be further subdivided into Anter Dasha, which is even lesser time than the Anter Dasha. The Anter Dasha can be further subdivided into Sukshma Dasha, which is even lesser time than the Anter Dasha. Sukshma Dasha can be further subdivided into Prana Dasha. And Prana Dasha can be subdivided into Deha Dasha, which is the shortest time span of the Vimshatari Dasha system. In this way, you can predict accurately for each day, every hour, and every minute. Of course, that will take decades of practice and guidance from a guru, so generally going up to Anter Dasha can give good results. Now, let's take an example of this subdivision system. We are going to take an example of the Sun Mahadasha. So any individual born with the moon in Kritika, Uttar Falguni, and Uttarasada Nakshatra will begin their life with the Sun Mahadasha. We already know that the Sun Mahadasha is of 6 years. So this 6 years of Mahadasha can be subdivided into 9 Anter Dashas, as shown in this chart. This Anter Dasha will follow the same pattern of the Mahadashas. Starting with Sun, then followed by Sun-Moon, Sun-Mars, Sun-Rahu, Sun-Jupiter, Sun-Saturn, Sun-Mercury, Sun-Ketu, and finally Sun-Venus. Each of this subdivision is of a lesser time than 6 years. If you add the shorter time periods of these 9 Anter Dashas, it will add up to 6 years. So for example, to predict the life events in the Sun-Mars Anter Dasha, you have to look at the placement of Mars as well as Sun in the birth chart. Now, let's take an example of a Anter Dasha. Here we will take an example of the same Sun Anter Dasha we just discussed. Every Anter Dasha is again subdivided into 9 parts called Anter Dashas, which will also follow the same pattern. Let's take the Sun Anter Dasha and further subdivide it into 9 parts. These 9 parts are of even shorter time scale than the Anter Dashas. So the first Anter Dasha is Sun, followed by Sun-Moon, Sun-Mars, Sun-Rahu, Sun-Jupiter, Sun-Saturn, Sun-Mercury, Sun-Ketu, and finally Sun-Venus. All of these shorter time periods adds up to the total time span of the Sun Anter Dasha. To predict events in a Anter Dasha, you have to consider all the planets involved in it. Now, every Anter Dasha can be further subdivided into Sukshma Dasha, Prana Dasha, and Deha Dasha respectively, for even more accurate prediction. So, you can see as the time period of prediction gets shorter, the more complex and difficult it becomes to analyze. However, any modern astrology software will do the subdivision for you, but still you have to analyze the birth chart yourself. Let's take an example of a birth chart. This is a North Indian style chart of an individual with Gemini Ascendant. The number represents the degree of the position of the planets, which corresponds to a specific nakshatra. First, identify 3 nakshatras. The Lagna or the Ascendant nakshatra, the Moon or Janma nakshatra, and the Utpana nakshatra, the 5th nakshatra counted from the Moon nakshatra. The strongest of the 3 will determine the dasha of the natal chart. But that will be too advanced for now. So we will use the Moon nakshatra only, and this has given good results in many cases. In this chart, the Moon is placed in the zodiac sign Pisces at 27 degrees. This corresponds to Revati nakshatra. So Revati is the Moon or Janma nakshatra. Now, Revati is ruled by the solar deity Pushun, and the planet associated with it is Mercury. So the first Mahadasha in the Vimshatari Dasha system of this individual will be Mercury. The Mercury Mahadasha will last up to the first 17 years of the individual. After this, Ketu Mahadasha will start for 7 years up to the age of 24. Then 20 years of Venus Mahadasha will last till 44 years of age. Then 6 years of Sun Mahadasha will last till the 50th year. And this way it will follow the fixed pattern discussed earlier. Now, we won't go into further analysis of this chart. And don't try to make any prediction or come to any final conclusions with this much of limited knowledge. Think about the concept discussed today and try to understand it first. The purpose of today's discussion was to give you a basic idea of the structure of the Dasha system of Vedic astrology. There is so much more to learn about it, before we can start predicting. We will do more detailed analysis in the future. So stay tuned for more contents. If you like this video and found it useful, then share your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Goodbye guys, take care. See you soon.